Mike, we have issues. And I got to say this. There is nothing worse than your team being in the spotlight and not showing up. There is nothing worse as a fan than your team being the game or the match that everybody is watching, and then your team doesn't show up. We've seen it happen with the Falcons over the years. We've seen it with the Hawks. Last night, we saw it with Atlanta United. And to be quite frank, Mike, that was an embarrassing performance by Atlanta United. Messi's Messi, but can we get over this God complex with Lionel Messi? I mean, for heaven's sakes, it was almost like he was out there playing by himself at some points in that match last night. And so we start there because we hyped this thing up yesterday, and we're talking about, are you going to watch? Are you going to watch? You watched it. Are you going to get the Apple TV? Blah, 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 blah. And then we do absolutely nothing.
No, I mean, look, I get it. You're in awe of the guy, but I mean, look, you're not Angola against the Dream Team in 1992, and that's what it looked like at times. I mean, seriously, you're going to take a picture and shake his hand while he's dribbling the ball past you? I mean, look. But we talked about it yesterday. They added Busquets as well. So you got two great players. I mean, obviously Messi's at another level, but two great players from Barcelona. And just going to let them walk right down the field on you? I mean, where's the sense of urgency? Aside from the, holy crap, I'm playing against Lionel Messi. I get all that. But at some point, someone's got to check somebody. So Brad was out there like he was in a shooting match. It was unfair to Brad.
It was. 4-0, by the way, in a match like this is like being beat 56-0 in football.
Right.
Okay? I mean, it felt that way. It felt like we didn't have a chance.
We had one shot that was offsides, and that was about it. One off the post, and that was basically two scoring opportunities the whole night.
We didn't do anything that made me feel like we were going to get back into this match. And then, listen, early in this match, right, Messi scores. And you go, okay, I'm thinking, all right, it's out. He's good. You know, we'll calm down, and we'll get back into this. And it just didn't happen that way.
Yakamaka's digging for it behind center circle. Headed up in the air by Miller. Second ball knocked down by Ascona. A handball plea by Miami. They play on. Again, Busquets over the top for Messi. It connects. One via the keeper. Messi, dribble. Shot off the post. Rebound, score. Messi. Busquets to Messi. What can you do? What can you say? Two world-class players produce a golazo against the run of play.
Where has the defense been? We have been one of the worst defensive teams all season long. And I don't want to hear about goal differential and scoring opportunities and, how many goals we've scored. Defense, Mike, has been terrible, and it wasn't just last night. This has been an ongoing thing with Atlanta United all season.
You know, we won 54 matches the first 3 years in this franchise's history. We've won 29 since 2020. And I'm a big fan. We've always had a good rapport with Carlos Bocanegra, and I've resisted the temptation to say something because a lot of fans, when I'm at the matches at United, and I'm on Twitter, you know, a lot of my buddies, one of the guys I'm going to the match tonight, saying like maybe it's time to change the approach because Lagerwey needs a singularity of viewpoint on this, and maybe Bocanegra is in the way. I don't know. But we really knocked it out of the park the first 3 years, and DeBoer could have won a championship in 19 if not for an injury or two. But we're not the same team. And the moves that made us so great and the team that was everybody's buzz, it's just not happening now. And I know that Garth Lagerwey is trying to fix some of the things which aren't working, but I think Pineda, I don't see it. I saw one of the stats, Carl, looking at the numbers specifically. If you go back and look at Frank DeBoer, who a lot of people thought was a square peg, right? 56% win percentage in his 55 games, couple of trophies. Pineda, 36 win percent in 76 games. So what are we doing here? I mean, what are we doing? Well, I think there might be some hard. Maybe they'll wait till the offseason and make some of these decisions. We know that Cruz Azul's already said, for what it's worth, they're going to fire their coach if we don't beat United their next match.
Well, obviously there's some added pressure. Right. And again, you can't just tell me, last night it doesn't matter. It's not in MLS standings. If we're playing for trophies, if we're the premier team, if we're all the things, this super club and all this stuff that we've heard over the last few years, all these matches matter. Every time we play somebody, we want to play our best. And I'm not just going to chalk this up to, Messi. They were scared of him last night. And this is why I asked Jason Longshore this question yesterday. It's Dukes and Bell at Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. We invite you to follow us. He's Mike Bell, ATL. I'm at Put 'em Up. See Dukes, the radio show. Dukes and Bell 929. And follow the radio station at 929 The Game. We are live on Twitch at ATL 929 The Game and YouTube 929 The Game. And I asked Jason yesterday, and I said, how do guys approach this? Because when you play a megastar, sometimes you're in awe. Now guys talk about when they first played Michael Jordan. You ever hear AI talk about this? I'm talking about Allen Iverson, not artificial intelligence, okay? And And Allen Iverson said the first time he ever stepped on the court with Jordan, he looked at his shoes and he goes, he really does wear those Jordans. And he says, I'm just looking at him because I've been watching the greatness. And last night, Mike, that's what it felt like to me. They were watching the greatness play around them. And I'm talking about everybody on Atlanta United. Brad included everybody. So it was a crap night. And we need to put it out there. Whatever needs to change, if it's Gonzalo Pineda, fine, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I just thought that performance with the world watching. You're not going to have that many folks watching Atlanta United anymore because, Mike, it was Messi. And people around the world wanted to see what he was going to do. And we lay an egg.
Yeah, and we're a heritage team, at least, albeit, in the 6 years of existence, we're a team which kind of raised the bar for MLS soccer. Talked about it yesterday. We are part of the reason you've got a team in Miami is because we did so well here in Atlanta, But we've got to do better. And, I get it. You cannot sit there and be in complete awe. No one even fouled him. I mean, nobody wanted to touch him. No one got even a meter of the guy. I mean, I get all that, but there's still basic things that you've got to do and do, Carl, do your job.
Do your job.
And guys weren't doing the basics. So just letting these guys, whether it was Messi, they got an 18-year-old kid, we're letting him dazzle. Taylor, who's kind of washed up from Finland, we made him look like a rock star last night. So, I mean, there's a bunch of dudes that are just standing around with their thumb up their butt. That's what it looked like to me last night.